Where's the fun? King Kong, where's the fun? Stay tuned. Alright YouTube, so it's a top 10 video as voted by the Horror Amino community. If you don't know what Horror Amino is, I'll leave a link in the description below. It's this free app which has a huge horror community, and it is awesome, and if you like horror then I definitely recommend that you join today. Okay, so the top 10 I put up last week, I thought I'd take a break from the whole top 10 Horror Amino things. So the top 10 today is top 10 horror monsters of the pre-60s. So this is going to include monsters from, I said, from 1920 to 1959. So it's all before 1960. So let's get started on the countdown. Number 10, King Kong. Yes, King Kong, 1933. The giant gorilla who bashed in a T-Rex, even though Andy Serkis's King Kong bashed in 3. But yes, they voted King Kong, they voted and King Kong was at the bottom. So yeah, King Kong starts us off. At number 9, Imhotep, the Mummy, 1932, starring Boris Karloff as the Mummy. That was 9th spot. So yeah, a Pharaoh priest, Imhotep, Pharaoh's priest, sorry, Imhotep gets caught with the Pharaoh's mistress, shit gets down, he puts a curse on it all, gets resurrected as a mummy in the 20th century. Okay, number 8 we have Godzilla, 1954. Now, the 1998 Godzilla always has a special place in my heart because it was the film I lost my virginity to, cinema virginity that is. And they did a successful reboot in 1954, which I highly recommend you check out. If you've not seen it, you probably will have. So yeah, Godzilla, sorry. Giant lizard attacking and rampaging the streets of Tokyo. Okay, at number 7. Yep, so number 7 is the Phantom of the Opera, 1925. Probably one of my favourite silent horror movies, starring the man of many faces, Lon Chaney, as a deformed man who lives in a theatre and he's deformed and stuff and wears a mask. Lon Chaney had a sculpt of his own face that he tested all his prosthetics and that on first and actually put them on himself, and you've got to give the man credit because he was so uncomfortable in all the prosthetics, including some of his nose in the film The Phantom of the Opera. Okay, so cracking on. Number 6 it is Dr. Jack Griffin, The Invisible Man, 1933, based on H.G. Wells' best-selling sci-fi novel. He goes invisible. Basically, that's what he does. Wraps himself up in bandages and glasses and stuff. And it was good effects for its time as well, 1933. Okay, moving on. Number 5. We're in our top 5 now. Larry Talbot, The Wolfman, 1943. Starring the son of Lon Chaney Jr. He plays a guy called Lawrence, or Larry, who is unfortunately cursed by a werewolf and transforms into a werewolf in the light of the full moon. The effects were a bit dull, but they were good for its time. I did like the remake and the original. God, I don't know which. I think the effects for the remake were better and stuff, and the Wolfman was even better. But I like the storyline in 1943's The Wolfman. Okay, let's go on. Number 4, Count Dracula, 1931. Now, this probably made horror cinema history by being the first ever horror film with sound. It was the character was just brought to life on screen with sound by Hungarian actor Bela Lugosi, and he did a great performance. He did a few films before that, like White Zombie and that, but he will always be known as Dracula, and sadly the role became typecast for him, and in the end, I guess it consumed his whole life, and he died in the 60s. I think it was 1967, and was buried in his Dracula club.
An eerie sight. For my monster
Number 3,
began to
Count
rise,
Orlok,
and then
Nosferatu, 1922, a silent hot movie in German, I think it was meant to be the first adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula on screen, but I think there was like copyright issues in that. So they just did Nosferatu, and they made Nosferatu like a vampire bat. His signature hangs in the centre, his pointy ears, his bald head, and he's so thin and sticky. He's like a thin stick and like shadows and stuff. That's great effects, I think. Well, great prosthetics on him if he was wearing makeup, because I've seen the Willem Dafoe John Malkovich film, The Shadow of the Vampire. Okay, so 2 more. What are they? Number 2, Gillman, the creature of the Black Lagoon, 1954. Yes, the creature, the Gillman, a sea creature played by 2 actors, an actor who played him on land and another one who played him in water. A fish-like creature. It was a graveyard creature of the Black Lagoon, but it is something I didn't think of that would be good in there, and the community voted for it as number 2. Okay, so before I get to my number 1 pick, I just want to give one honourable mention to the Bride of Frankenstein, the female creation equivalent of Frankenstein's monster, and that was in 1937, was it? It was definitely in the 30s. Okay, so number 1 is Boris Karloff again. Frankenstein's monster, Frankenstein, 1931. Boris Karloff brought the character to life on the screen with his great makeup and prosthetics. Now, people say, now his daughter said, that he spent 33 hours a day in makeup and stuff, and he got really uncomfortable. But back then, the actor got no say. They either did the job or they got fired. And Boris Karloff, hats off to the man. He pulled it off great and reprised his role in many sequels. And Boris Karloff is probably one of my favourite horror actors of all time as well, because I really love his performances, his looks, his face. I just love the whole lack of just the silence and the sinister look he puts into his roles. So yeah, that was number 1, and that was my top 10 horror monsters of the pre-60s. So thanks to the Horror Amino community who voted for the top 10 horror monsters of the pre-60s. So yeah, like I say, join Horror Amino if you haven't already. So be sure to like, share this video, comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you after this one. Also, link down below are links to my Facebook and Twitter social media, so you can follow me on both those, stay updated on my channel, what I get up to outside of YouTube. So yeah, till next time, goodbye friends.